everyone, it's Kat and I'm back today for a, I think, pretty exciting video. This is a full face of Merit products. This video today is a great example of what I do on a daily basis. It's fast, it's simple, easy to do, effective, and it's all cream, which is fun. Now, even more exciting, because I don't do these often, this is actually sponsored by Merit. So thank you so much, Merit, for sponsoring my channel. I really appreciate it when brands are willing to support smaller creators who speak their mind. It's really refreshing and I love to see it. If this is the first time hearing about Merit, they are a minimalist beauty brand. They've got vegan, cruelty-free makeup, non-comedogenic, so most of their products are cream products, but they don't clog the skin, which is great. Now, Merit only started shipping to Australia late last year, but what I love about them and really appreciate is that they've got free shipping over $75. That doesn't happen often, and that is going to make me order from them a lot more. The first time you order from Merit as well, you also get a makeup bag. I love this makeup bag. So look at this little cute pouch. So it's this little thing that you open up like that, and then you've got all your goodies in there. Now, I've just been keeping my Merit products in there so they don't get grubby, but this can hold a lot, and it actually looks really cute on your desk. So I'll try to insert some footage, but I love this. This is such a cute little bag, and they give you this with your first order. Even if you order one item, you'll get this with your first order, which is amazing. You can also get exclusive discounts on sets and shop the products that I'll be featuring in this video in my link in the description box. Highly recommend clicking on it and checking it out because it shows them that you appreciate this video. And I'm going to tell you my honest truth and show you how these work. I'm going to start with the Minimalist, which is their foundation and concealer stick. This is actually made in South Korea, which is interesting. I'll just show you half a face. So I try not to apply too much because I want this to look sort of perfected, but not cakey, if that makes sense. This is an interesting foundation as well. I was talking to my friend Simon about it, who's my bestie, and he loves Merit. Like I only opened the email from Merit because Simon raves about them so much. As soon as they started shipping to Australia, he was all over it. And we were discussing how this foundation is really interesting because the finish really does depend on what you put underneath it. So if you use like a face oil or something that's quite oily, this will look super, super dewy. But if you then use something that's a little bit more, I don't know, like a gel or something that's a little less emollient, you can have it looking a little bit more natural. My favorite way to apply this is either a sponge or my fingers. I actually like to sort of sponge a small amount on and then go in and build up areas with my finger. I think the warmth of your finger just works really well with like a cream stick product. So I've got a few breakouts and issues that are happening here. Then I might put some in there, just a bit of that darkness, just to tap that in, and you can see that you can build it up really nicely. You can use a brush for this. I just find that it shears it out really quickly, and I don't want to sort of over apply or use too much. So you can see it looks natural, but you can go in and put coverage where you need it. I also like to rub a little bit just on my eyes to get rid of any sort of redness or veins. So the difference is quite obvious there, and you can see this has a beautiful sort of creamy finish. And this, you use the smallest amount. I've been using this for 2 weeks. I've just sort of used down the dome. This is how much you get. So you actually really don't need much because it is quite pigmented. That's both sides. I do want to say that Merit doesn't have a powder in their range. Having an oily T-zone and needing to set under my eyes, I would go in with a powder. If you've got dry skin, you don't need to, and depending on your skin prep, you might be able to get away with it. I have worn this on its own multiple times because I've been testing this all different ways over the past couple of weeks. And what happens if I don't set it is I just might get a tiny bit of creasing under my eyes, and then I might find that my base sort of fades down throughout the day. Not that big a deal, but if you do have oilier skin like me, just make sure you set where you need to, just lightly, and it will last a lot longer. On to one of my favorite products from their range. These are the Flush Balms. I have 3 shades. So I've got Le Bonbon, which is a bright pink. I have Persimmon, which is my most used one, and I have Beverly Hills, which is a beautiful nude. So I'm going to use the shade Persimmon. It's just because I love orangey tone blushes, and this is a really beautiful sort of terracotta orange. Love it. One thing I also really like about Merit is their packaging is so good. Like this contains 9 grams of product. It's so small, it doesn't need to be bulky, very sleek. So I'm going to apply this just directly onto my cheek. Now I want to go a bit of a blush look. One of my favorite looks at the moment is like a bold lip with a bold cheek and then everything else minimal. So I'm going to go in fairly heavy-handed. Now with these products, you can actually go quite bold. So for example, Le Bon Bon is super bright. Persimmon is sort of in between, and Beverly Hills is more of a sheer nude. So you can really go different levels depending on what you're after. Now I just like to blend this in with my fingers. I find that when you've got a cream base, it just blends beautifully. If you do use a brush or a sponge, it does blend really nicely as well, but I find that you can sort of almost overblend it or lose the placement a little bit. So if I want to build this up a little bit, I just take this, rub my finger on it, pick some up, and then apply it exactly where I want it. So for example, let's just go a little bit more here. Beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. Easy. No fuss. Another thing I like about these is if you want to match your cheeks to your lips, just use it as a lip balm. That's beautiful. I did get the Day Glow highlighter in Carver, which is the lightest one. Now I would be applying this on the top, but because this is so dewy on its own, I really don't feel like you need to, but this is a really gorgeous product. So if you want that wet look skin, that glass skin, I would put this over maybe more of a matte product or a sort of drier base to give that luminosity. But on top of this, I feel like there's enough sheen here. So I'm not going to apply it today, but they do have really nice highlighters. For my eyes, I'm just using this cream eyeshadow. It's called the Solo Shadow and it's in the shade Studio. This packaging, again, super sleek. This is the color. I just got one that's very similar to my skin color, just so it's just blanks out the eye a little bit, gives a little bit of definition, and these last really well. So I'm just taking a small fluffy brush and just applying it to the lid and just slightly into the crease just to add a little bit of shape and just some perfection. This is like a My Eyelids but better eyeshadow. And I have applied this with my finger before. It does work really easily with your finger, but if you want to just sort of blend it into the crease with a little bit more precision, obviously a brush helps. This is a very simple look. I'm just using the same brush just to run a little bit under my lash line because I like a little bit of shadow there. Now, if you have really oily eyelids, you might want to go and just set your crease slightly. I've used this like 10 times and I haven't set my crease ever. I've applied some sort of shimmers over the top. I've done different things to it. But I find that this does work really well on its own and it sort of sets. There might be the smallest crease that happens by the end of the day, but because this color is so nude on me, it's undetectable. Look how sleek this mascara tube is. Stunning. So I'm going to be using this. So this is the Clean Lash Mascara. I think it is a really beautiful mascara if you like those sort of fluttery, fluffy lashes. So not if you want a really heavy lash with a lot of like product buildup. This is beautiful for that sort of fluttery, just lengthened, slightly curled effect. And because it doesn't clump up, it's a great lower lash one as well, so you don't find that you have those spidery lashes. When I'm wearing a lot of liner, I'm okay with a bit of a clumpy lash because it sort of is hidden. But when I'm not wearing eyeliner, this is exactly the type of mascara I want to use. The type of mascara that just makes it look like you're using sort of like lash serum and your lashes are perfection. So this looks gorgeous. It is a drier formula of mascara. So again, it's not wet and doesn't like make your lashes do this. It definitely does lift and make them look really fluttery. And this is just one coat. Everyone seems to know Merit for the Minimalist foundation concealer stick and also their cream blushes. But I have to say, I'm going to place an order for like 5 of these. This is Brow 1990, so it is a little micro brow pencil with a lovely spoolie on the other side. They do also have a brow gel, which I think is called Brow 1980, which I like the references of. But what I love about this brow pencil, not only is it the smoothest mechanism I think I've ever used in my life, the packaging just feels so good. But what I really love about it is that you have the control of pressing quite hard and making dark lines, or you can press a lot lighter and get a lot more of a subtle effect. So you can almost, my shade is dark brown, but you can almost, it's like you've got multiple pencils in one. Just simply because you have a lot of control over how much pencil is being deposited, which I love, and it looks gorgeous. So I'm just going to go out on a limb and say I think this is my favorite micro brow pencil I've ever used. And it looks like I've just got fresh like micro blading or something done. It's stunning. Look at that. Stunning. Stunning. This is amazing. So everything is looking great. It's nice and dewy, easy to apply, no issues. You might be saying, that is way too nude for you, Kat. Where is the color? And you're right. So I'm going to apply their signature lip. This is in the shade Vermillion, which is a beautiful red. I had to try it red, you know me. I do still have some of the Flush Balm on my lips, so I'm just going to blot a little bit of that off, but keep a little bit for hydration. It's actually a very nice feeling. Now this beautiful red, it is a matte finish, but it's almost like a really soft touch matte. So it's not really drying. It's very creamy. It's a beautiful color. I actually quite like using this blotted because I feel like it gives a really sort of velvety effect. So let's maybe do that. Beautiful. So that's it at sort of full opacity, and listen to this. It's very satisfying. Ah, I love it. But I'm just going to go in with my finger and do a bit of a rubbing action. So this is my full face of Merit. I can easily do this in under 10 minutes. Yeah, it's simple, it's easy, it's flattering. So if you want to check out more from Merit, do check out the link in the description box. Let them know that I sent you. They were great to work with. And again, I really appreciate that not only did they reach out to send me products, but they wanted to support my channel by doing a sponsorship. So I really appreciate that. Check them out. All the products will be listed in the description box. I'm also going to cut to showing you what this looks like slightly powdered if you're curious. So I've just powdered a little bit under the eyes and in the T-zone. So it's just taken out that shininess around here, but I still have that beautiful dewiness the rest of my face. So there we go. So in the comments, let me know if you've tried Merit and what your favorite products are, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.